Okay. We also adds a regional, so not everybody gets them anyway. Um, we're going into game two of the finals. Both of these teams making a finals appearance. Clueless? No, Clueless got knocked out. We have Fancy's mom Hyelo versus Penetration for this particular finals. If not that button. Get your stuff together, Gandair. That button. I'm gonna do it correctly this time. I don't forgot what the chat bans were, so I'm gonna uncheck those boxes. Put the chat things up. There we go.
Mundo, Jana, Wukong, and LeBlanc.
I'll have that update in a moment. They banned Mundo?
They banned Mundo.
This is the first time I think we've ever seen a Mundo ban ever.
It's smart though. You fight against a strategy that you don't know how to counter, so you just ban it. Like, the quintessential example for me is when Dignitas ran Kog'Maw, Jana, Soraka, Lulu. Well, the core of the composition was Kog'Maw, Soraka, and Lulu. And they just destroyed Counterlogic Gaming with it. CLG was banning standard things against Dignitas, and they got totally destroyed. And in the finals, TSM played against Dig, and they were like, we're just gonna ban Kog'Maw, Lulu, and Soraka. And that was like unheard of to ban those two champions. Those two champions not overpowered at the time at all, never picked, never banned. Well, sometimes picked, I guess, but never banned. And then TSM just crushed Dig because they just banned out the strat. So you know what? Yeah, it's not a standard ban, but just ban the strat you don't know how to counter. Learn how to counter it for next week.
I want to point out that that is some of the most sound advice ever. If you are playing against a team or player that has an abnormal strategy, but they have 1,000 games of that weird strategy, and they have it like thought out to an insane degree against quote unquote normal comps, and you don't know how to deal with it yet, just ban that out. Play a standard game against them.
Learn how to do it for next week. Learn how to counter that strategy for next week, so you don't have to quote unquote waste a ban. I mean, it's not wasting a ban, but ideally you would like to ban something else, maybe. So learn how to counter it for next week. So next week you can ban something else, but this week just ban it. Just ban it.
The Dominion example of this is when Pooters started his super aggressive backcapping, and everybody had backcapped before, but he took it to a ridiculous point that no one had ever heard of. He was running Cleanse Flash in like old Revive meta when you were using like Revive Garrison and stuff like that. The guy got mobility boots, a Shirelia's Reverie, some other stuff I can't remember, and he just went full-on crazy on the map, leveled his speed up and rewind and stuff first. Like, it took time before we decided, well, if you see someone pick a Zillion or other aggressive backcapper, you need to also pick another mobile champion and have him play pure backfield. And Painkiller was one of the guys that was really big in helping come up with the strat for that. And now everyone knows how to deal with it. But Rheingold is right. If you don't know what the heck to do with it, and you just lost convincingly to it, just ban it, play a standard game. Because even if they pick the OPs, it's the OPs that you're used to, so you can play against them because you know them better. Now, what the heck were the other three bans? Because I totally forgot because we went off on that tangent.
The other three bans were Jana, Wukong, and LeBlanc.
Jana, Wukong, LeBlanc. Okay.
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc.
I don't really know why LeBlanc was banned.
Generic.
Okay.
He wrote a really awesome guide for LeBlanc, by the way. I had never won a game with LeBlanc until I read that guide, and I followed it exactly, and then I won my very next game, and I'm like, huh, guides are good. Holy crap. You can find it on lolpro.com, go to the Pro Guides section, click the Dominion filter, look for Generics guide for Dominion LeBlanc, and if you want to learn how to play some LeBlanc, man, that's a great place to start.
Alright, so two of the picks this time are going to be different from Fancy's mom Hilo. So Zounds will be playing Leona. Zounds is a really, really good Leona.
Generic, you cray-cray. You just don't listen. I've done it a bunch of times. I even made a commercial for LOLPro that includes your brand guide as one of the 14 possible options that play. Okay. Generic was trolling and I totally bought it. Okay, cool. Wow. Wow. Many trolls, such generic. Best guide. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's Talon again.
Yes, we're also seeing a Lysandra. Northpaw plays Lysandra, and he's really good at her. Lysandra's a very mobile assassin because of her teleport, and she has one of the more interesting running animations. She has a snare, and she has a great stun. Her burst is pretty good. That's noisy. I can hear that. Okay, it stopped. We have Painkiller highlighting Rammus now, and is he going to lock that in? It's game 2 of the finals. Are we going to see a Rammus? I like how he has that highlight. He's like, hey guys, I'm just going to keep this highlighted.
Okay.
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 I was going to make that joke, but you made it for me. Awesome.
Okay.
Alright.
How to get through picks and bans without actually saying anything. Just troll your co-caster.
I swear, I've said enough things that you could make a soundboard of me describing champions and other things. You could just play those instead of me casting. I'm going to do that for a cast one day, for a game in a tournament.
I actually really want to do a cast where we play the 4-word bit game.
Oh man, I couldn't handle that.
I don't know. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the 4-word bit game is a game in that you can only say a word if it has at most 4 word bits. If it has more than 4 word bits, then you may not use it.
Den's Bruja in the Twitch chat. That deserves to be in the VOD. Hold on. Den's Bruja in the Twitch chat says the following. Blat, blat, blat. Spiders everywhere. Everything bad happening all at once. Which, it's blat, blat, blat. Spider. Everything bad happened to him at once. There we go. I say things like that.
Well,
you could make a soundboard.
If a
Here we go. All right. Well,
if one of the I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm trying to figure out how to say champion within the 4-word bit game, and I can't figure out how to do it.
Oops. Yeah, Frognet. Free trip to summoner platform. X and X having a disagreement, etc. Oh dear. Yeah. If someone ever makes a soundboard, they could totally end up impersonating me on a show or something somewhere. It would be amusing. Okay, so we did get that Rammus locked in, which is Rammus is a good tank. However,
but
he's difficult
not
to.
so good against Syndra.
He's just not. He can't engage. That's the problem. It is difficult for him to get into fights. He has to have direct line of effect in order to collide with the enemy team.
Oh, a word bit is a letter, but you can't say the word letter because that has L-E-T-T-E-R. That has 6 letters in it, so you call it word bit. And hero, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, hero is what
I don't
they
know
call
why I
them
didn't
in
think of
other
that.
games.
I'm just really bad at the word
You need some
bit
practice. Go listen to some rap music. I'm gonna prescribe you I'm gonna prescribe you an album by DMX, and you're going to have to listen to it twice a week for 2 weeks until symptoms disappear.
to learn the 4-word bit game, or to be able to play the 4-word bit game well.
Yes, we can talk like we're 4. It'd be great. Don't get started on Heroes New Earth. Comely will flip
But
out.
if a hero has a name that is too long, then you have to use a fake word to say what it does.
You sound like you're half asleep now.
It's hard, okay?
Alright. Yeah, Rammus suffers in that he needs direct line of effect to engage. I think they're going to send Armor Bottom again. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And over on the other side, well, Zounds plays a really good Leona. Rheingold was talking about that a little bit earlier on, about how she's a champion that he plays. We're also seeing Jarvan. We're going to see another Talon. Talon is brutal. And you see Syndra down in the lower part of the map. Also, I want to say, let's Guys, let's play some games after this. I'm gonna switch computers, and let's get on raid call and play some games. I would like to, queue for some today. So, if any of y'all are hanging around afterward, come looking for me. I want to get involved in a pre-made. I need a bottom laner and a tank. Most importantly, I'm not playing unless I have a dedicated bottom laner. We're not gonna play bottom lane roulette. So, everybody show up. Bring your bottom lane champs out. This game, this potential one more game tonight, this may be our last game, it is going to be... I clicked the right button. Yes! This is going to be Tration versus Fancy's Mom High ELO. Penny's team consisting of Generic playing as Bran, Northpaw playing as Lysandra, Golly playing as Rammus, Painkiller playing as Pantheon, Armor playing as Karma. I'm one half of your commentators. I am Gandair, and commentating with me is...
I'm RheingoldRiver, and the other half of your players is Team 3v3GG, aka Fancy's Mom High Elo. It is Zounds on Leona, Carnival playing Driver in the 4th, MMKH on Talon, Movement on Annie, and Sam in the bot lane playing Syndra.
And this is game 2. It is a best of 3 series. Thank you. Whoa. Riot Rival. Man, you work for Riot. We know you have enough money. He couldn't have used that excuse. I'm preempting it in case he's unsubbed later and we catch him and be like, hey, you work for a great company. Riot Rival plays... Riot Rival is, he works for Riot Games. He's a network operations center technician, which means when the servers have problems, he is the one that helps fix them. So him and his team of Rioters are the guys that help keep this going. We would not be able to have this tournament or any other tournaments without the Noctech crew. They are so vital and so awesome that they deserve all sorts of recognition. So, Noctechs are cool. Rival's even more. Rival's better than all of his coworkers right now because he's subscribed.
Because he's watching.
Yeah. Someone can link the image. I think I linked it in chat a couple times. Or they can explain it to other people. This is game 2 of the finals. If Tration wins, it goes on to a game 3. But if Fancy's Mom High Elo wins, they win. And it is a nice 2-0 victory. And then Movement finally gets his triumphant rise. I think Movement's the one that's missing it. Yeah, I think it's Movement. Oh dear. Fancy Wolf also just subscribed. As well. Ta-da! See that right there? Fancy Wolf, Sir Fancy Wolf, and the Mr. Rival hanging out. So thank you for subscribing, guys. You guys are really awesome. Ta-da! I've changed the sides for the titles now, don't I? Oh, darn. I'm going to be going here in just a moment. Everything looks pretty normal as far as builds go. See Rammus opening up with the double ruby crystal this time.
Oh, interesting. Movement with 2 points into his W and not putting a point into Molten Shield. It doesn't really matter because you'll hit 4 as the fight is starting.
Yeah, that's...
Just get that extra little bit of damage and then take E. But he will not necessarily be able to instant cast his Molten Shield after casting his Incinerate. And that might delay his second stun by a little bit.
It usually works out fine. That's the standard opening for Hanny, is the 2 Incinerate, 1 and the other thing. That's how most of the guides have it. I'm not sure why, but people smarter than me have figured that out, so we just roll with it. Movement eating a stun up at the top, stuns Painkiller in the exchange, takes a bunch of damage.
And he just took a ton of damage! Oh my god.
Well, he stunned Painkiller and didn't really have anyone to follow that
Yeah,
up.
there was almost no follow-up, but they do actually manage to get the first blood onto Bran there. Painkiller now is being focused down by 2. It's going to be a double kill for Carnival. Golly had his taunt, but it wasn't really able to do enough. The sunlight procs are there, and Golly can actually manage to get his Q speed up because he ran straight into Leona. On the bottom part, MMKH, nice dodge of the stun from Generic. Pillar of Flame goes down, and nice stun there onto Golly from Movement. Also gets taunted, but it's not quite enough. Ballin, however, Sam does actually die 1 versus 1. He's holding on to his Revive. Okay, now he's reviving after picking up an Amplifying Tome also. So Armor doing very well in the ball lane right now, and Zounds just trying to keep zoning Generic. Don't phase check it, Zounds! Don't do it! There's a Rammus and a Pillar of Flame and a stun, and Carnival is coming. The stun from Eclipse is pretty massive. Actually, Zounds is fine.
Good staggered crowd control there, too, from Golly and Generic.
Or is he? Sans was not fine.
Nope.
Bot lane, Sam is not fine either.
No, Sam is actually dead. That's the opposite of fine. In fact, that's bad. Cutthroat in onto Armor. Armor silenced and is taken down. We see the quick snare from Northpaw going to discourage MKH a little bit from following after him. But I feel more it was that Cutthroat was down. That's why he didn't go for it. Because he had to use it.
I feel like the opposite of fine is grant. Like, the opposite of a fine is being given a grant.
I suppose. MKH snared once again by Northpaw. Northpaw going to not be able to disappear off the other side because the silence! Oh, man. There's 2 champions in the game that silences absolutely wreck, and it's Fizz and Lissandra. That's just unfair. I feel a little sad for him now.
Also, Zed. Silence is ridiculously good against Zed.
Yeah? I didn't think about that. I guess he can't get to his little ghost guy.
He can't do anything.
Alright.
Riven, Katarina.
No, they're fine. I mean, it's just that your escape gets hard denied from you. Is what happened to Lissandra there. And Rammus,
Gali
nope.
is pretty fast right now.
Gali doesn't want to taunt Zounds. He wants to taunt Carnival instead. Maybe. Nope, saving it. Gonna grab movement with it.
Yeah, taunting movement is fine. Gets ulted by Lissandra, also that Glacial Prison. Lissandra actually not gonna be able to E out. Zounds taken pretty low. It's a double kill for Pantheon. Zounds goes back and the Eclipse damage is enough to pick up the kill on Lissandra. He takes a bit of pain from Brand there. The Seer does not connect. He's potting right now. That's going to be able to counteract a lot. The Spear Shot on the first.
What?
That wasn't enough damage either. He's so tanky right now. He finally goes down, but my god, that is just a preview of things to come.
Pillar 1, that explains absolutely everything. Yeah, normally Pillar would be the end of you, but here you go.
Gali was fast enough that he walked out of the Cataclysm before it landed.
That's a whole new level of, huh? Okay.
Okay.
Minions pushing in onto the tower. Carnival begins a channel, gets interrupted by Painkiller's Pantheon. Movement wants to drag someone underneath that. Not going to get anyone. Tremor's activated, but doesn't connect on anyone either. But tower still goes neutral.
Fair enough, and that's the important part.
Yep. And Fancy's mom, High Yellow, doing a pretty good job so far. Zound staying stuck to Armor. So Armor going to be able to escape. There's an exhaust as well. Buying time to wait for cooldowns to come back up. But Leona doesn't have a lot of CDR going for her yet. And she doesn't really get chasey sticky until that happens. That Zenith Blade not connecting might be Armor's escape route. That's slow, good, snare. Oh dear, getting in range for the stun. And Armor's doing a pretty good job wasting Zounds' time. Stun does not connect with Northpaw. I think that was Syndra's damage, taking him down, and
that level up saved Zounds' life there.
Yeah, very, very close to being defeated. Pantheon coming down with the Grand Skyfall. Is going to discourage Zounds a little bit. Sam's still around. The ultimate down. They put a lot of hurt on movement, and Zounds goes for the capture. Zenith Blades away from Rammus to the opposite side of the engagement. Gali taking a bunch of damage. Is going to be taken down. Point temporarily disrupted, and they're going to get the neutral on this. They get 3 people capping with a couple minions. They may just barely be able to get the full capture before Karma arrives. And yes,
Sam goes
that
down.
Stung so bad. Well, they got the tower.
Yeah, it was worth.
And Syndra got to take a nap.
Okay, it's just standing here and trying to look menacing without actually committing to anything.
Oh dear.
If he commits to something, he is just going to get 100 to yeah.
That was more like 42.5 to yeah. But he was just waiting on that rate cooldown to see who he could interrupt and delay. So, doing a pretty good job. Gali moving around for the back cap or the bottom cap, whatever you want to refer to it as. Zounds is there to check him, keep him away from that tower though. And all that aggression they put in on those last 2 points, again, got them a nice Nexus health lead, doing a pretty good job so far. Armor stunned, Eclipse. Oh, stunned again by Annie. Annie just barely getting in disintegrate range.
Yeah, ton of damage there. He has a little bit of magic resist from the null magic, but really not sitting on that much defense yet.
Nope.
At all.
And Northpaw teleporting into the point with his Path of Frost. Sam gonna take a little bit of damage. Lissandra just not quite durable enough to be able to survive through that.
So Zounds is at the windmill, gets stunned by Generic. There are so many minions here, but actually MKH is here too. The Pyroclasm bounces all the way. Painkiller might actually, no, he is going to go down almost immediately. Hexdrinker procced by Talon there. Oh, nice ult to get the move speed to be able to deny that, or to be able to dodge that Q and deny the stun, he is going to go down to the passive at the end. So Brand does get the revenge kill, but Zounds is going to be alone to pick up the windmill.
Sam down here at the bottom can't quite contest that. Lyssandra's zoning him out pretty hard. Top part of the map. Rammus is going to show up in time to contest this, but golly, your health is dangerously cheesy. You are small and turtle and dead.
Okay.
Bottom lane, Armor is able to successfully get the point back for his team. Sam moving down back into lane. Things still not quite normal engagement in the upper part of the map. Looks like movement stunned and then stunned again. Painkiller and Generic, good combo between them. One stun into another, able to take Annie down. Now it's Carnival J4 up here by himself, having to defend against that. Syndra in the bottom lane did not go so well.
Yeah, Sam not having the best of games on Syndra. 2 and 5 and 5. Not working as well as the Riven was working for him earlier. But we'll see how well he's able to do as he gets a little bit more ability power. Still only sitting on one M-Pen item of the Stark Shoes.
Ooh, that Airborne on Painkiller really helped MKH stay alive there. Cataclysm dropping in on Brand, and now Golly is retreating, wants to head back over to this tower as quickly as he can, but Carnival with the interrupt, yes, going to stop him for just a moment, but he gets in range to deliver the taunt, and Armor is able to arrive and help lock down Carnival in tower range with the snare, yes, going to be able to pick him up.
Meanwhile, Lysandra goes down thanks to a gang from movement. Tibbers was used there, so Annie not having that ult for a while, but it is probably worth it. They picked up the kill. And Sam definitely needs to get back into the game.
I briefly made Sam's name tag the timer, and it amused me greatly. Armor with the snare on Zounds. Pantheon going to drop in directly onto the point. This means if they retreat to the point, they have to go directly into his damage. It's a really good way to zone. And Zounds is the only one left alive at the top part of the map. Sam wandering up from the bottom. I'm not entirely sure what he wants to accomplish there, but he does find Generic's Brand, and oh dear, Generic!
That health saved it. He does get the kill with the Tick of Ignite, but we'll go down to the North Paw. That would have been a lot cleaner if he'd managed to get the 100 to 0 before the health relic was picked up. But
yeah,
he wasn't quite able to do that.
It was so close, but North Paw able to escape, and Golly transforms into a tire. Runs into mileage though. Over on this side of the map, we have Movement and MKH heading back up towards the top part of the map. Pantheon, they have an idea that Painkiller is there. Annie turns her attention to Armor instead. They're not quite able to get Armor down, splitting up their damage a little bit. Annie turned around for Painkiller there, and Karma was able to get back away from the fight and snipe out Annie with an Inflame.
Ooh, Zenith Blade just not quite in range to hit Armor there. Sounds still chasing. He wants to walk up and get a Q off, but Golly is here, going to be able to get a taunt. There's actually an Odin's Veil popped. So Leona with an Odin's Veil already makes a lot of sense against this much ability power. Sam has roamed up from the bot lane, gets the ult off, but not too many. Oh, that wasn't an ult, that's why. I was going to say that was not very much damage for an ult. Ult comes down from Leona though, and that was mostly just for the Sunlight procs. Armor going to get jumped. It's a double kill for Jarvan, and Sam with the last kill. Is a double kill for Brand also.
And the top point is going to be turned around. They are going to stop the clock at 353 of their Nexus health. So this means that Penny's team has recovered a little bit of that gap, but they still have some way to go. Movement is able to not quite annihilate Lysandra, but do a bunch of damage to him pretty quick. And heading on up towards the upper part of the map here. Looks like they're going to be trying to recapture this point and see if they can turn this game around and bring it to a game 3. Golly Airborne for his trouble. Zounds catches up as well. Delivers a little bit of a Zenith Blade action. And Golly can go for this dive. He's pretty durable. Pantheon goes in for the stun as well. Tower still on Golly's Rammus, but he is able to get back, and the tower shots get reset. Generic now capturing so that Golly keeping Zounds taunted so Generic can get the neutral before turning around to fight Zounds.
Yeah, nice use of the crowd control there. Zounds still fighting 1 versus 2. He is so tanky. He doesn't really care about anything. Gets taunted once again, but he might actually be able to pick this out. The Solar Flare comes down, and it is another kill for Zounds. Movement coming in to hopefully clean up Generic here, see if he's able to do that. Does not have Tibbers for another 40 seconds, so it's just going to be this chase. But Generic doesn't have Rylai's and also didn't already have a Blaze passive. There's the Pyroclasm. Oh my god, that damage after Blackfire Torch. AP Caster versus AP Caster is so volatile.
What?
And in that case, it was Brand who won.
I thought that was going to be a like a stalemate, like face-off, and I went down to check bottom, and then all of a sudden Annie's completely dead. Sure. All right, I underestimated Brand by a lot.
Yeah, they were... Whichever one managed to get off skill shots first was going to win. And that turned out to be Brand.
Yeah?
Actually, he didn't even use skill shots. He just used Blackfire Torch and then Ultimate.
Middle of the map, MMKH and Northpaw. Northpaw dead before he can be able to escape.
Wow.
That crit from MMKH coming out at just the perfect time.
Best crowd control. Death is such a better crowd control than a silence.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah,
Not even
MMKH had
close.
made a deal with RNGesus about it.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Golly. Oh, the solar flare!
flare!
Movement takes him down with a disintegrate.
That was a good solar flare. Tibbers is not a stun.
No.
Movement has stun now, and the flash incinerate. That
Movement
is
with
how
the
you
flash
kill.
play. You don't see that too often. I wish Tibbers could be affected by anything. That'd be really cool.
Nice pick up there with the Dark Sphere by Syndra. Carnival now running away from Painkiller and Northpaw. Northpaw just used his Glacial Pass, so won't have that for a while. There's the Yomu's active from MMKH. Gonna ult there and try to get onto Northpaw. Gets the rake across, but he did get snared. Cataclysm comes down. That's a kill onto Pantheon. But now Carnival has to just get out, and this tower is not friendly. It is, in fact, enemy. Golden Egg gets a little bit of a shield, but more importantly, the EQ means safety.
And Fancy's Mom High Yellow up in towers again. Penny taking down Golly by himself, but he's plenty durable. He should be okay. We will see. He's taking a lot of damage now in the middle of the enemy team. As soon as he stopped moving there and let them focus, they were really able to put his health down. Stun in on Sam's health.
Oh my god!
Sam's health is leaking. We need a plumber.
Yeah, Sam just got completely burst down. He doesn't even have a Seekers, and it looks like he's going for a Void Staff next. So he has a little bit of magic resist from his Athenes, but absolutely no armor. And so Pantheon just wrecks him completely. Carnival, unfortunately, had no health. It was just the Hex Drinker shield that was doing a little bit, and I don't think Xiaox can live. No, it's a triple kill for Painkiller.
Brand, not contested, will be able to get up top with the minions. May be able to... He will get a neutral, but he won't be able to get a full cap.
But the windmill... Oh yeah, no, because movement is there.
Yep.
Right, that's what you were just saying.
Tremors is activated. Tremors does a bunch of damage. Just keep that in mind. You don't want to stand in it if you can help it. I like the...
This is the single worst ult name in the game, though.
Yeah. It could be better. It could be named like Earthquake or something.
Yeah, or like... I don't know, I actually like that.
Earthquake or Fissures or something. But Tremors is like, what? Sci-fi movie? Zoun's Leona, zoning people back from the top tower. Doing an okay job.
Okay.
Doing an okay job up at the top part of the map. Salmon armor facing off, and Sam able to pick up the KB against Karma there, and that's gonna be permanent because she doesn't have her revive up.
Well, permanent or
Semi-permanent.
20 seconds.
Yeah. Not revive
20
eligible.
seconds is pretty much forever.
In this game? Oh yeah.
Wow!
What? I didn't see it. I was watching the fight in the middle.
Sam had like no health and he was just standing there channeling. Lysandra shows up and Sam's like, no problem. Just ults Lysandra 100 to 0.
Dang.
But it was pretty impressive.
Well,
As Painkiller drops, that's also pretty impressive. Oh,
This
the two
stun
champions
combo.
stun each other at exactly the same time.
double stun. We need to get 2 cameras going for this game. That requires a substantial amount of hardware. And this game, it's going to be 2-0 this series in the favor of Fancy's Mom High ELO Movement, finally going to win his triumphant rise. And they're going to take the series 2-0. They are going to be your victors this week. And in second place, we're going to have this other finals appearance for Penetration, which includes members of Sofonda Cox. taking a second place victory. Nice to see those two guys in the finals. Good games all tournament long today. Really fancy. I thought you were just subbing because of the game.
So we actually had the champion with the most damage dealt to champions on the losing team this game. It was actually Painkiller's Pantheon.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. It is possible to be super good and then lose. You can play a good game and be dead.
And the top two are actually pairwise more damage. You have 30k on Painkiller to the 28k on MMKH, and then in second place you have 26k on Generic's Brand compared to the 24k on Movement's Annie.
What? Alia subbed as well? Where was it? Where did I miss it? Missed it? Where did I see it? Did that actually happen, or people... Oh, hey, what do you know? Ta-da! Thanks for the subs, guys. We appreciate it. You guys are cooler than most people. So thanks for coming out, everybody. But that was the last game that we have to bring to you tonight. We will be back next week with Dominate Gaming's Dominion Tournament number...
85?
85?
85.
Yes, 85. Lissig, I'm actually not that big a fan of Isaac, actually. So, I think it's cool, but I'm not that worried about it. So, thank you very much for coming and checking out the stream today, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see you guys next week.